Welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to talk about a very powerful idea that can completely change the way you think about success, creativity, and problem solving. Most people always hear this sentence: think outside the box. But today, we are going to learn something different. Think inside the box. At first, this may sound strange. Many people believe freedom creates creativity. But the truth is, limitations often create the strongest ideas. Pressure can create innovation. Difficult situations can create intelligence. And constraints can force your mind to become more creative. When everything is easy, the brain becomes lazy. But when challenges appear, your mind starts searching deeply for solutions. That is how growth happens. So relax your mind, open your thinking, and let's begin. Lesson 1. Limitations. Force your brain to grow. Most people believe limitations are bad. They think life becomes unfair when resources are small, conditions are difficult, or opportunities are limited. They say things like, "I cannot succeed because I do not have enough money. I cannot improve because my situation is difficult. I cannot grow because life is not perfect." But listen carefully. Sometimes the very thing you call a limitation is actually helping your mind grow stronger. Because limitations force your brain to think differently. When everything is easy, the brain often becomes lazy. People stop searching for solutions. They stop becoming creative. They stop using deep thinking. But when challenges appear, something powerful happens. The brain wakes up. Suddenly, your mind starts asking, how can I solve this? What can I do differently? How can I improve with what I already have? That is where creativity begins. Imagine two people. The first person has unlimited resources, unlimited money, unlimited help, unlimited comfort. Because everything is easy, this person may become careless. Now imagine another person with very limited resources. This person cannot waste anything. He must think carefully. Use his mind carefully. Find smart solutions. Who do you think develops stronger problem-solving skills? Usually the second person. Why? Because pressure forces the mind to grow. This happens in every area of life. For example, many successful businesses started in very small rooms. Some famous companies started inside garages, bedrooms, or tiny offices. The founders did not have perfect conditions, but their difficult situation forced them to think creatively. And creativity became their advantage. Another example is English learning. Many people believe they need expensive courses, big classrooms, or perfect teachers before they can improve. But some learners become fluent using only simple daily practice, free videos, and consistency. Why? Because limitations forced them to become resourceful. They learned how to use what they already had. That mindset is powerful. Another important truth is this: the human brain grows through resistance. Just like muscles grow during difficult exercise, your mind also becomes stronger during challenges. Without resistance, there is little growth. Think about the gym. When a person lifts light weights all the time, the muscles stay weak. But when resistance increases, muscles slowly become stronger. Life works the same way. Challenges increase your mental strength. This is why easy lives do not always create strong people. Comfort can sometimes weaken the mind. Too much comfort makes people avoid difficulty. They quit quickly when problems appear. But people who face limitations often become mentally stronger because they learned how to adapt. Adaptation is one of the most powerful skills in life. Life will never stay perfect forever. Problems will come. Unexpected situations will appear. Difficult seasons will happen. And during those moments, creative thinking becomes extremely important. Another dangerous thing many people do is complaining too much. Instead of searching for solutions, they only focus on problems. They say, "My life is difficult. I do not have enough support. Others have better opportunities." And slowly, this mindset makes them weaker. Listen carefully. Complaining does not create growth. Thinking creates growth. Action creates growth. Creativity creates growth. Strong people do not ignore problems, but they also do not stay trapped inside negativity. Instead, they ask powerful questions like, "What can I still do? How can I improve this situation? What lesson can I learn from this?" Those questions activate the brain differently. That is why mindset matters so much. Two people can face the same limitation but react completely differently. One person becomes negative and gives up. The other person becomes creative and keeps trying. And over time, the second person grows stronger. Another important thing is this: limitations often teach gratitude. When resources are small, people start appreciating little things more deeply. They become smarter with time, energy, and opportunities. And this creates wisdom. Sometimes people with too much comfort lose discipline because they never learned how valuable effort truly is. But people who struggled often understand the importance of hard work deeply. Another powerful truth is this: creativity is born when easy solutions disappear. When your brain cannot use the easiest path, it starts discovering new paths. For example, a person with limited time may learn how to study more efficiently. A person with limited money may learn how to use resources more wisely. A person with difficult situations may develop stronger emotional strength. This is why limitations can sometimes become hidden blessings. At first, they feel painful, but later they develop abilities you would never build inside complete comfort. Another thing you must understand is this: you do not need perfect conditions to begin improving your life. Many people waste years waiting for everything to become perfect. But successful people start with what they already have. Even small action matters. A small beginning can still create a powerful future. And remember, some of the strongest people in the world were created during difficult situations. Pressure forced them to grow. Struggles forced them to think differently. Limitations forced them to become creative. So stop believing that limitations automatically destroy success. Sometimes limitations are building the exact mindset needed for your future. Instead of asking, "Why is life difficult?" start asking, "How can this difficulty make me stronger?" That question can completely change the direction of your life, because the moment you stop fearing limitations, your mind finally becomes free to grow, adapt, and create powerful new possibilities. Lesson 2. Too much freedom can create laziness. Many people believe unlimited freedom automatically creates success. They think, "If I had more time, I would work harder. If life was easier, I would become more successful. If I had complete freedom, I would become very productive." But listen carefully. Too much freedom can sometimes create laziness. When people have no limits, no pressure, and no urgency, they often lose focus. Why? Because the human mind becomes comfortable very quickly. And comfort can quietly destroy discipline. Imagine a student who has an exam tomorrow. Because time is limited, the student suddenly becomes serious. The brain focuses deeply. Distractions become less important. Urgency creates action. Now imagine another student who believes there is plenty of time. This student delays everything. I will start later. I still have time. I will study tomorrow. And slowly, procrastination takes control. This happens to many people in life. Unlimited time often creates delay, but limitations create focus. Another example is social media. Today, people have unlimited entertainment, unlimited videos, unlimited scrolling, unlimited distractions. And because there are endless choices, many people waste hours without realizing it. Their attention becomes weak. Too much freedom without discipline becomes dangerous. Instead of creating growth, it creates confusion and laziness. This is why structure matters. Limits help the mind focus on what truly matters. For example, imagine two writers. The first writer has no deadline. Because there is no pressure, the writer keeps delaying work again and again. The second writer has a strict deadline. Suddenly, the brain becomes creative and focused. Ideas start flowing faster. Why? Because pressure activates the mind. The brain understands. This is important, and that urgency creates action. This is why many creative ideas are born during difficult situations. When the easiest path disappears, the mind starts searching for better solutions. That is real creativity. Another important truth is this: comfort can quietly weaken ambition. When life becomes too easy, many people stop challenging themselves. They stop learning. They stop growing. They stop improving. Why? Because there is no pressure forcing growth. Think about the gym. If you never increase resistance, your muscles stop growing. The same happens with the mind. Without challenges, the brain becomes lazy. This is why successful people often create discipline even when they have freedom. They create routines, schedules, boundaries, because they understand something powerful. Freedom without discipline creates chaos. For example, a person working from home may have complete freedom. Nobody controls their schedule. Nobody watches them. Now they have two choices. First choice: waste time, sleep too much, get distracted constantly. Second choice: create structure, protect focus, use freedom wisely. The second choice creates growth. This is why self-discipline matters more than external control. Strong people do not always need pressure from others. They learn how to create pressure from within. Another dangerous thing about unlimited freedom is overthinking. When people have too many options, they often become confused. Too many choices can make the brain tired. For example, imagine entering a restaurant with only 3 simple food options. Choosing becomes easy. Now imagine a menu with hundreds of choices. Suddenly, the brain becomes overwhelmed. This happens in life, too. Too many options can reduce clarity, but limitations simplify thinking. They force focus, and focus creates progress. Another important thing is this: many successful people became creative because they had no other choice. Their difficult situations forced action. A person with little money learns how to use resources wisely. A person with limited time learns how to focus deeply. A person with struggles learns resilience and adaptation. These skills are powerful, and often they are created through limitation, not comfort. Another powerful truth is this: urgency creates energy. When the brain feels pressure, it often becomes more alert and focused. Think about moments when you completed important work at the last minute. Suddenly, your concentration became stronger. Your creativity increased. Your mind became sharper. Why? Because urgency removed distractions. This shows something important. The human mind often performs better with meaningful constraints. This does not mean stress is always good, but healthy pressure can create focus and action. Another mistake many people make is waiting for perfect motivation. They think they need to feel inspired all the time, but successful people do not depend only on feelings. They depend on systems and discipline, because feelings change daily. Some days you feel motivated, some days you feel lazy. But structure keeps you moving even when motivation disappears. That is why limits can actually become helpful. They reduce distraction and increase action. And remember this carefully. A river becomes powerful because it flows inside boundaries. Without boundaries, water spreads everywhere and loses strength. Human focus works the same way. Without direction and limits, energy becomes scattered. But when attention is focused properly, amazing things become possible. Another important truth is this: you do not need unlimited freedom to become successful. You need wisdom to use your situation correctly. Even small time, small resources, and difficult conditions can create great success when focus and discipline are strong. So stop believing that comfort automatically creates greatness. Sometimes too much comfort creates weakness, and sometimes limitations create strength, urgency, discipline, and creativity. At the end of the day, the goal is not unlimited freedom without control. The goal is learning how to use your limits wisely. Because limitations can sharpen the mind, strengthen focus, and unlock powerful creativity hidden inside you. Lesson 3. Creativity is born during problems. Most people hate problems. The moment difficulty enters their life, they become frustrated. They complain. They panic. They lose hope quickly. But listen carefully. Problems are not always destroying you. Sometimes problems are awakening your creativity. Many of the greatest ideas in history were born during difficult moments. Why? Because problems force the human brain to think differently. When life is comfortable, people often stay inside normal thinking. They repeat the same habits, the same routines, the same ideas. But when challenges appear, the brain suddenly starts searching for solutions. That is where creativity begins. Imagine a person trapped in a difficult situation. Maybe they have little money. Maybe they face pressure. Maybe life becomes uncertain. Now the mind starts asking, how can I solve this? What can I do differently? How can I survive and improve? These questions activate deep thinking, and deep thinking creates innovation. Another important truth is this: easy situations rarely force transformation. Most people only grow seriously when life becomes difficult. Think about your own life. Some of your biggest lessons probably came during painful moments, not during comfort. Difficult situations force awareness. They force adaptation. And adaptation is one of the strongest forms of intelligence. For example, imagine a small business owner facing financial problems. Because resources are limited, the owner must become creative. They learn how to market better, how to save money wisely, how to think differently from competitors. Without pressure, they may never develop those skills. This is why problems can sometimes become hidden opportunities. Another example is English learning. Some people become fluent because they had no choice. Maybe they moved to another country. Maybe they needed English for survival, work, or communication. The pressure forced their brain to adapt quickly, and because of that pressure, their learning became stronger. This shows something powerful. The brain often learns fastest when the situation feels important. Urgency increases focus. Problems increase creativity. Another dangerous mistake many people make is running away from every challenge immediately. The moment life becomes uncomfortable, they quit. But growth lives inside discomfort. A butterfly struggles while leaving the cocoon. But that struggle strengthens its wings. Without struggle, the butterfly cannot fly properly. The same happens with people. Some struggles are necessary for growth. This does not mean you should love suffering, but it means you should stop seeing every problem as the end of your story. Sometimes the problem itself is preparing you for your next level. Another powerful truth is this: creativity often appears when easy solutions disappear. When normal methods stop working, the brain starts exploring new possibilities. That is why people often discover hidden abilities during hard times. For example, a person with limited resources may become extremely resourceful. A person facing emotional pain may discover inner strength. A person facing failure may develop wisdom and resilience. Difficult moments reveal abilities that comfort often hides. Another thing you must understand is this: problems force focus. When life becomes serious, distractions suddenly lose importance. People start paying attention to what truly matters. Think about moments of crisis in life. During those moments, the brain becomes more alert. Why? Because survival activates concentration. This is why many people become mentally stronger after difficult experiences. They learn how to think calmly under pressure, and calm thinking during difficulty is a powerful skill. Another important lesson is this: do not ask only, "Why is this happening to me?" Instead ask, "What can this situation teach me?" That question changes your mindset completely. Weak people focus only on pain. Strong people search for lessons inside pain. That is the difference. Another example is famous inventions. Many important inventions were created because someone faced a problem. People needed solutions, and those needs created creativity. Without problems, many innovations would never exist. This shows something powerful. Problems push humanity forward. Even in personal life, challenges can push you toward growth you never expected. Another dangerous habit is victim thinking. Some people believe problems automatically destroy success, so they give up quickly. But successful people think differently. They understand that every person faces challenges. No life is completely easy. The difference is mindset. Some people become bitter because of problems. Others become wiser because of problems. Some people stop growing. Others become creative and resilient. You must decide which person you want to become. Another important truth is this: pressure reveals hidden strength. Many people do not know how capable they are until life tests them. A calm life may never reveal your full potential, but difficult moments force hidden strength to appear. This is why many successful people say their hardest seasons taught them the most. Painful experiences changed their mindset. Struggles made them stronger, and limitations made them creative. Remember this carefully. You are often more powerful than you realize, but comfort sometimes hides that power. Challenges reveal it. And listen carefully. You do not need to fear every problem. Some problems are helping you grow mentally, emotionally, and creatively. Instead of immediately panicking during difficult situations, pause and think deeply. Ask yourself, How can I use this situation to become smarter, stronger, and more creative? That question can completely change your future. Because creativity is not born during perfect comfort. Creativity is often born during struggle, pressure, and difficult moments that force the human mind to evolve. Lesson 4. Small resources can create big ideas. Many people believe they need perfect conditions before starting something important. They think, I need more money first. I need better equipment. I need more support. I need perfect conditions. And because of this thinking, they keep waiting. Days pass, months pass, sometimes years pass. But listen carefully. Great success does not always begin with big resources. Sometimes the most powerful ideas are created from very small beginnings. History proves this again and again. Many successful businesses started in tiny rooms. Many creators started with simple tools. Many powerful dreams began during difficult situations. Why? Because creativity grows when resources are limited. When people do not have everything, they learn how to use what they already have wisely. That mindset is powerful. Imagine two people. The first person has unlimited resources. Because everything is easy, this person may waste time and energy carelessly. Now imagine another person with very little. This person must think carefully. How can I use this wisely? How can I improve with what I already have? What creative solution can I find? Who do you think develops stronger creative thinking? Usually the second person, because limitations force focus and intelligence. Another important truth is this: small beginnings teach discipline. When resources are limited, people become more careful. They value time more deeply. They value opportunities more deeply. They learn patience and smart decision-making. These lessons build strong character. For example, imagine a beginner YouTuber. Maybe they do not have expensive cameras or a professional studio, but they still begin creating videos using a simple phone and determination. Little by little, they improve. Over time, their skills grow, their confidence grows, their audience grows. But none of that would happen if they kept waiting for perfect conditions. This is why action matters more than perfection. Another dangerous thing many people do is comparing their beginning to someone else's middle or ending. They see successful people with beautiful setups, expensive tools, and big success. Then they feel discouraged. They think, I can never start like that. But listen carefully. You are seeing their current success, not their difficult beginning. Most successful people started small too. They struggled, they failed, they learned slowly, but they continued. That is why they eventually grew. Another powerful thing about limited resources is this: they force innovation. When people cannot use the easiest solution, the brain searches for smarter solutions. For example, a person with limited study time may learn how to study more efficiently. A small business with little money may create smarter marketing ideas. A learner without expensive courses may become creative with free learning methods. This is why difficult conditions can sometimes create extraordinary thinkers. Pressure sharpens creativity. Another important truth is this: you do not need everything to begin. You only need enough courage to take the first step. Many dreams die because people overthink too much. They wait for life to become perfect. But perfect conditions rarely exist. Life will always have challenges. There will always be some limitation. That is why successful people focus on progress, not excuses. They ask, What can I do right now with what I already have? That question creates movement, and movement creates growth. Another thing you must understand is this. Small, consistent effort becomes powerful over time. A tiny seed can eventually become a giant tree, but only if it is planted and cared for. The same happens with dreams. At first, progress may look small. Maybe your English improves slowly. Maybe your business grows slowly. Maybe your confidence grows slowly. That is normal. Big transformations usually begin quietly. Another dangerous mistake is believing that resources alone create success. No. Many people have great opportunities but waste them because they lack discipline and focus. Meanwhile, some people with very little create amazing success because they use their small resources wisely. Mindset matters more than comfort. Creativity matters more than perfection. Consistency matters more than ideal conditions. Another powerful example is human survival. Throughout history, people survived difficult situations through creativity and adaptation. When resources became limited, the human mind discovered new solutions. This proves something important. The brain becomes more resourceful during challenge. That is why you should never underestimate yourself just because your situation is difficult right now. Sometimes difficult situations are secretly training powerful skills inside you. Another important truth is this. Resourcefulness is more valuable than resources. A creative person can do a lot with very little, but an unmotivated person can waste even huge opportunities. That is why mindset matters deeply. Do not focus only on what you lack. Focus on what you can still create. Another thing many successful people understand is this. Starting small is not embarrassing. Staying trapped in fear forever is much more dangerous. Every expert was once a beginner. Every successful person once felt uncertain. But they started anyway. And that first imperfect beginning changed their future. Remember this carefully. You do not need perfect equipment to begin learning. You do not need a perfect room to begin creating. You do not need a perfect life to begin improving. Start where you are. Use what you have. And trust that small, consistent action can create powerful results over time. Because sometimes the people with the smallest resources develop the biggest creativity, strongest discipline, and most powerful ideas. Lesson 5. Pressure can reveal your true strength. Most people want an easy life. They want comfort. No stress, no problems, no pressure. And this feeling is natural. Nobody enjoys difficult moments. But listen carefully. Pressure is not always your enemy. Sometimes pressure reveals strength you did not know existed inside you. Many people discover their real power only during hard times. Why? Because difficult situations force hidden abilities to wake up. When life is easy, people often stay comfortable. They do not test themselves deeply. But when pressure comes, the mind and character become visible. Imagine a person carrying a heavy weight for the first time. At first, it feels difficult. The muscles shake. The body struggles. But slowly, the body becomes stronger because of resistance. Life works the same way. Pressure creates mental resistance. And mental resistance creates growth. Another important truth is this. You often do not know how strong you are until life gives you no other choice. Many people survived painful situations they once thought would destroy them. Why? Because human beings are stronger than they realize. But comfort sometimes hides that strength. Pressure reveals it. For example, imagine a student preparing for an important exam. Because the situation feels serious, the student suddenly becomes more focused. The brain becomes sharper. Concentration increases. Energy increases. Why? Because pressure creates urgency, and urgency activates focus. Another example is business. Many successful companies became creative during financial struggles. When resources became limited, they discovered smarter ideas and better systems. Without pressure, those innovations may never appear. This shows something powerful. Pressure often forces creativity and adaptation. Another important thing is this: pressure reveals character. During easy times, almost everyone looks calm and confident. But difficult situations show who people truly are. Some people panic quickly. Some people quit immediately. Some people blame others. But strong people stay calm and search for solutions. That is real strength. Real strength is not acting powerful during comfort. Real strength is staying focused during chaos. Another dangerous mistake many people make is fearing every challenge too much. The moment life becomes difficult, they immediately think, "My life is over. I cannot handle this. This is too much for me." But often the situation is actually training them. Pressure trains patience. Pressure trains resilience. Pressure trains emotional control. Without difficult moments, many important qualities never develop. Think about diamonds. Diamonds are created under pressure. Without pressure, they would never become strong and beautiful. The same happens with people. Some of the strongest personalities are built through painful experiences. This does not mean suffering is always good, but it means you should stop believing that every difficult moment is destroying you. Sometimes pressure is shaping you into a stronger version of yourself. Another important truth is this: growth usually feels uncomfortable. When you learn new skills, your brain feels pressure. When you improve yourself, discipline feels uncomfortable. When you leave your comfort zone, fear appears. That discomfort is normal. It is part of transformation. A butterfly struggles while leaving the cocoon, but that struggle strengthens its wings. Without the struggle, the butterfly cannot fly properly. The same thing happens in human life. Some struggles are preparing your future strength. Another powerful thing about pressure is this: it teaches adaptation. Life will never stay perfectly comfortable forever. Unexpected situations will happen. Problems will appear. And during those moments, adaptability becomes one of the most important skills in life. Strong people learn how to adjust instead of breaking completely. They think, "How can I grow through this? What solution can I find? What lesson can I learn?" That mindset creates resilience. Another dangerous habit is running away from every uncomfortable situation. Many people avoid anything difficult. They avoid challenge. They avoid responsibility. They avoid pressure. But avoiding pressure too much weakens the mind. Just like muscles weaken without exercise, the brain also weakens without challenge. This is why strong people willingly challenge themselves sometimes. They understand that growth requires effort. Another important truth is this: pressure can help you discover your priorities. During difficult moments, you suddenly realize what truly matters. Distractions become less important. Fake problems disappear. Your focus becomes clearer. Pressure often removes unnecessary things from life, and clarity is powerful. Another thing you must understand is this: you're more capable than you think. Many people underestimate themselves because they never faced serious challenge before. But once life tests them, hidden strength appears. They become wiser, stronger, more disciplined, more emotionally mature. This is why some of the most inspiring people often came from difficult situations. Their pressure became preparation. And remember this carefully. Do not ask only, "Why is this happening to me?" Instead, ask, "What strength is this pressure trying to build inside me?" That question changes your perspective completely, because pressure is not always there to destroy you. Sometimes pressure is revealing the stronger, wiser, and more creative version of yourself that comfort could never reveal. Lesson 6. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Many people never start because they are waiting for the perfect moment. They say, "I will start later. I need more money first. I need better conditions. I need more confidence." And while they keep waiting, time keeps passing. But listen carefully. Perfect conditions rarely exist. Life will never become completely perfect. There will always be problems, distractions, and limitations. If you wait for everything to become easy before taking action, you may wait forever. Successful people understand something powerful. Starting imperfectly is better than never starting at all. For example, a person who wants to learn English may think, "I need expensive courses first." But another learner starts practicing daily with free videos, simple habits, and consistency. After 1 year, the second person improves much more. Why? Because action creates progress. Waiting creates regret. Another important truth is this: confidence comes after action, not before action. Many people think they must feel fully ready before beginning. But confidence grows step by step through practice and experience. Every small action makes fear weaker. So stop waiting for perfect conditions. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. Because small daily effort can completely change your future over time. Lesson 7. Constraints can unlock hidden potential. Many people think limitations only create weakness, but sometimes limitations reveal hidden strength. Comfort often hides human potential. When life becomes difficult, the brain starts adapting and growing. For example, a person with little money may become very creative and resourceful. A person facing challenges may develop emotional strength and resilience. A person with limited time may learn deep focus and discipline. This is why some of the strongest people come from difficult situations. Pressure forces growth. Another important truth is this: hidden potential usually appears during struggle. Without challenge, many abilities stay asleep. Just like muscles grow through resistance, the mind also grows through difficulty. This is why challenges can sometimes become powerful teachers. They force creativity, they force adaptation, they force growth. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask yourself, "What strength is this situation building inside me?" That mindset changes everything. Remember this carefully. Your limitations may not be destroying your future. They may actually be preparing you for a stronger, wiser, and more creative version of yourself. Do not fear limitations in your life. Sometimes the pressure, struggle, and difficult situations around you are not there to stop you. They are there to make you stronger, smarter, and more creative. Remember, great ideas are not always born from comfort. Sometimes they are born from challenges. So stop waiting for perfect conditions. Use what you have. Think differently. And keep moving forward. If this video helped you, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful, motivational, and life-changing videos. See you in the next video.